Well, folks, it happened. He's back. The man who once dominated headlines, social media feeds, and dinner table conversations has returned to the highest office in the land. Just when you thought the political landscape couldn't get any more unpredictable, here we are, living in a reality that feels more like a plot twist in a never-ending drama series. Like a bad penny you find stuck to a shoe after using a payphone. You know, the kind of thing you thought was long gone, only to find it clinging to you when you least expect it. It's almost poetic in a way, how certain elements of the past have a way of resurfacing, no matter how much we try to move forward. Donald J. Trump is once again gracing the Oval Office with his presence. The room that has seen countless leaders, decisions, and moments of history now welcomes back a familiar face. It's a scene that evokes a mix of déjà vu and disbelief, as if the pages of history are being rewritten before our very eyes. The year is 2025, and apparently we haven't learned our lesson. The calendar may have flipped, but the challenges, debates, and divisions remain as potent as ever. It's a stark reminder that progress isn't always linear, and sometimes, history has a way of repeating itself in the most unexpected ways. Trump defeated Kamala Harris in the 2024 election. It was a contest that captivated the nation, with every twist and turn scrutinized by pundits and the public alike. The campaign trail was a battleground of ideas, promises, and rhetoric, culminating in a result that left many stunned and others jubilant. It was a nail-biter, folks, with accusations of voter fraud flying faster than pigeons around a statue of, well, you know who. The air was thick with tension, as allegations and counter-allegations filled the media landscape. It was a spectacle that underscored the deep-seated divisions and the high stakes of the electoral process. But Trump emerged victorious, claiming his rightful place on the throne of American democracy, or something like that. His victory speech was a blend of triumph and defiance, resonating with his supporters and sending ripples through the political establishment. It was a moment that encapsulated the fervor and polarization of the times. His inauguration was a sight to behold, the pomp and circumstance, the sea of faces, the solemnity of the oath-taking. It was a tableau of power and tradition, set against a backdrop of uncertainty and anticipation. The ceremony marked the beginning of a new chapter, one that promised to be as contentious and unpredictable as the last. Gone were the days of outdoor ceremonies. The grandeur of past inaugurations with their open-air settings and sweeping vistas was replaced by a more controlled and contained environment. It was a change that spoke volumes about the times we live in, where security and optics often take precedence over tradition. Nope, this time it was held indoors. The decision to move the ceremony inside was met with a mix of curiosity and speculation. Was it a response to security concerns, a nod to the unpredictable weather, or perhaps a strategic move to control the narrative and the visuals? Whatever the reason, it was a departure from the norm, adding another layer of intrigue to an already momentous occasion. Maybe it was the weather. The skies were overcast and the threat of rain loomed large. It was as if the heavens themselves were mirroring the uncertainty and tension of the moment. The decision to move indoors may have been a practical one, but it also added a symbolic weight to the proceedings, underscoring the gravity of the times. Maybe they were worried about pigeons. Who knows? The sight of pigeons fluttering about, causing a commotion, was a reminder of the unpredictability of life. In a way, it was a fitting metaphor for the political landscape. Chaotic, unpredictable, and full of surprises. The decision to hold the ceremony indoors may have been driven by practical concerns, but it also added a touch of the surreal to an already extraordinary event. One thing's for sure, the guest list was interesting. The who's who of politics, business, and entertainment were in attendance, each bringing their own aura of influence and intrigue. It was a gathering that reflected the complex web of alliances, interests, and power dynamics that define our times. Tech giants like Bezos, Zuckerberg, and even Elon Musk were there. Their presence was a testament to the growing intersection of technology and politics, a sign of the times where the lines between different spheres of influence are increasingly blurred. These titans of industry, with their vast resources and reach, were not just spectators but key players in the unfolding drama. Maybe they were hoping for some government contracts. The allure of lucrative deals and strategic partnerships was undoubtedly a factor, as these tech moguls navigated the corridors of power. Their presence was a reminder of the symbiotic relationship between government and industry, where influence and opportunity often go hand in hand. Or maybe they just wanted to be in the room where it happens. The allure of being at the center of power, of witnessing history in the making, was a draw that few could resist. It was a gathering of the influential and the ambitious, each vying for a seat at the table where decisions are made and futures are shaped. Either way, it was a who's who of people with more money than sense. The opulence of the setting, the extravagance of the event, and the sheer concentration of wealth and power were a stark contrast to the challenges and struggles faced by many. It was a reminder of the disparities that define our world, and the complex interplay of power, privilege, and politics that shape our reality. Trump's inauguration speech was a greatest hits collection of his favorite talking points. He stood before a sea of supporters, promising to bring about a new era for America. His words were filled with grand visions and bold claims, each one more ambitious than the last. He spoke of a nation reborn, a country that would rise from the ashes of its past struggles to become stronger and more prosperous than ever before. He promised a golden age for America, prosperity, strength. He painted a picture of a future where every American would thrive, where the economy would boom, and where the country would regain its position as a global leader. His vision was one of unbridled optimism. A future where the American dream was not just alive, but flourishing. More gold-plated toilets than you could shake a stick at. It was a metaphor for the opulence and wealth he promised to bring to every corner of the nation. The idea was that under his leadership, even the most mundane aspects of life would be touched by prosperity. He vowed to declare national emergencies on immigration and energy. These were not just empty promises, they were bold declarations of intent. He aimed to tackle some of the most pressing issues facing the country head-on, using the full power of the presidency to bring about change. Because what's more presidential than bypassing Congress and ruling by decree? His approach was unconventional, to say the least. He believed that swift, decisive action was necessary to achieve his goals, even if it meant stepping on a few toes along the way. It's like something out of a history book, and not the good kind. His methods harkened back to a different era, one where the balance of power was less clear, and the lines between branches of government were more blurred. He also pledged to create a brand new agency, the External Revenue Service. This was part of his broader plan to overhaul the federal government, making it more efficient and more responsive to the needs of the American people. Because apparently the IRS wasn't intimidating enough. The new agency would take on additional responsibilities, ensuring that the government could collect revenue more effectively and crack down on tax evasion. This new agency would be tasked with slapping tariffs on foreign goods. It was a move designed to protect American industries and jobs, ensuring that the country could compete on a level playing field with the rest of the world. Because nothing says free trade like a good old-fashioned trade war. His policies were controversial, to say the least, but they were also a reflection of his commitment to putting America first, no matter the cost. Let's talk about those national emergencies, shall we? First up, immigration. It's a topic that has been at the forefront of political debates for years, and it doesn't seem to be going away anytime soon. The border wall has been a symbol of this ongoing struggle, representing both security and division. Trump promised to build his wall, again. This promise has been a cornerstone of his political platform, rallying supporters who believe in stricter immigration controls. The wall for many is seen as a necessary measure to protect the nation from illegal immigration and potential threats, and this time, he's really serious about it. With renewed vigor, he has pushed for more funding and resources to ensure the wall's completion. The construction efforts have been ramped up, with workers laboring day and night to meet the ambitious targets set by the administration. He's also going to deport all the criminal immigrants. This has been another key aspect of his immigration policy, focusing on removing those who have committed crimes. The administration has increased the number of ICE agents and expanded their powers to carry out these deportations more efficiently. Because we all know that immigrants are the root of all crime, right? This sarcastic remark highlights the controversial nature of such policies, as many argue that immigrants contribute positively to society and that crime rates are not significantly impacted by immigration status. Next up, energy. Trump's plan is simple: undo everything Biden did. From environmental regulations to energy policies, the goal is to reverse the changes implemented by the previous administration. This includes rolling back executive orders and dismantling initiatives aimed at combating climate change. He wants to rescind the Green New Deal, the Green New Deal, a comprehensive plan to address climate change and economic inequality, has been a target for Trump. He argues that it imposes unnecessary restrictions on businesses and hampers economic growth. He wants to get rid of those pesky electric vehicle mandates. These mandates, designed to reduce carbon emissions and promote sustainable transportation, are seen by Trump as overreach. He believes that the market should dictate the adoption of electric vehicles, not government regulations. He basically wants to turn back the clock to a time when coal was king and the air was thick with smog. This nostalgic view of the past overlooks the environmental and health impacts of relying heavily on fossil fuels. The push to revive the coal industry is seen by many as a step backward in the fight against climate change. Now let's talk about the External Revenue Service. This new agency is Trump's brainchild, and it's a doozy. Its sole purpose is to impose tariffs on foreign goods. Because, that worked out so well the last time. Trump claims that these tariffs will protect American jobs. But economists warn that they'll actually lead to higher prices for consumers and could even spark a trade war. But hey, what do those eggheads know? Section 5, the gender binary. In other news, Trump has decided that there are only two genders, because science is hard, folks, and biology is apparently just a suggestion. This new policy is already facing backlash from LGBTQ+ rights groups. But Trump doesn't care. He's on a mission to make America great again. And by great, he means stuck in the 1950s. Section 6. Biden on blast. Of course, no Trump speech would be complete without a healthy dose of Biden bashing. Trump spent a good chunk of his inauguration speech railing against his predecessor. He blamed Biden for everything from the national debt to the price of gas. He even accused Biden of being soft on China, because nothing says strong leader like starting a trade war with the world's second-largest economy. Section 7 rigged again? But wait, there's more. Trump also couldn't resist taking a few potshots at the 2020 election. He once again claimed that it was rigged, because, he can't accept the fact that he lost. He even went so far as to suggest that Elon Musk helped him win the 2024 election. Because apparently, Musk is now in the business of rigging elections. Who knew? Section 8, America's uncertain future. So there you have it, folks. Trump is back in the White House and he's not wasting any time making America great again. What does the future hold for our country? Honestly, it's hard to say. But if the past is any indication, we're in for a bumpy ride. Buckle up, America. It's going to be a wild one.